Krówciem pastrze ływie czci, gdzie ciemny je las na paziancy, na grzybce sedząc pod leszczeną i niery smażąc rozmywiał z nią. Le minął ten czas dziecięcych lat, when rozestył nas, a i szedł w świat. Le minął ten czas dziecięcych lat, when rozestył nas, a i szedł w świat.
Witaj! Welcome to aliīs vōcibus with other voices, a series where we listen more closely to languages often overlooked, misunderstood, or simply unheard. On the edge of the Baltic. Today I'm taking you to coastal Poland, to the eastern edge of historic Pomerania. Here, among forests, lakes, and the Baltic shore, we find a language that has endured, often quietly. Kashubian, Kashubschi, once called Kashubian, also known as Eastern Pomeranian. Pomeranian? No, not that one. Pomeranian, for most English speakers, that means a small fluffy dog. That's not what we're talking about here. Pomerania is a historical region along the southern Baltic coast, divided today between Poland and Germany. Eastern Pomerania, Pomorze Wschodnie. Western Pomerania, Vorpommern, a land shaped by centuries of contact between Slavic and Germanic worlds, a region between languages. Since the Middle Ages, Pomerania has been a linguistic crossroads. Germanic varieties, especially Low Saxon, a.k.a. Low German, spread eastward. Slavic languages persisted, adapted, and in some cases vanished. After World War II, the divide hardened. West, German and Low Saxon. East, Polish and Kashubian. But the story is far more entangled. Many, perhaps most, Pomeranians in Europe and beyond carry both Germanic and Slavic heritage. A name from the sea. The very name Pomerania comes from Slavic, Pomorze, along the sea. Polish, Pomorze. Kashubian, Guermerske. German and Low Saxon, Pommern. A coastal identity written into the name itself. Where Kashubian lives today. Today, Kashubian survives just west of Gdańsk, Kashubian Gdańsk, German Danzig. Fewer than 100,000 speakers remain, but the language is not fading quietly. Since 2005, it has been officially recognized as a regional language of Poland. And with that recognition has come something important, renewed pride and renewed voices. Language or dialect? Kashubian belongs to the Lekhitic branch of West Slavic, alongside Polish, Silesian, and the now extinct Polabian. But what is Kashubian? A dialect group of Polish or a language in its own right? You may recognize this kind of debate. It mirrors discussions around Low Saxon, often called a German dialect group, despite official recognition and despite the fact that it descends from Old Saxon and not from Old German. And in both cases, one simple test applies: mutual understanding. A Polish speaker doesn't just get Kashubian, not without real exposure. The same applies to a German speaker in Low Saxon. What makes Kashubian different? There are many differences, far too many to list here, but a few stand out. Word order. Kashubian tends to place adjectives before nouns. Wesoły chłop, a cheerful man. Polish usually places them after. Człowiek wesoły, a cheerful person. Archaic features. Kashubian preserves older Slavic features, traces of the dual number, more archaic endings, vocabulary long lost in Polish. And then there is something striking. The definitive article at the end. Kashubian uses postposed definite articles, much like Scandinavian languages. Chłop, man, chłopen, the man. Białka, woman. Białkana, the woman. Dziecko, child. Dziecko, the child. Ludze, people. Ludzeni, the people. Within Slavic, this is shared only with Bulgarian and Macedonian, spoken far to the south in the Balkans. Sounds and stress. Kashubian has a richer vowel system than Polish and a freer sense of rhythm. In Polish, stress is almost always penultimate. In Kashubian, northern varieties, stress can fall anywhere. Southern varieties, often initial. It sounds different immediately. Contact with Low Saxon. For centuries, Kashubians lived alongside speakers of Pomeranian Low Saxon. Multilingualism was common, so was borrowing. For example, halstuk, alstuk, neckerchief, balje, balje, tub, Dave, Dave, thief, gasthus, gasthus, inn or pub, moin, moin, hi, room, 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 werk, werk, work, occupation, vruk, vruk, Rudebeker, Swede, a linguistic echo of everyday contact, a voice in its own right. Let's listen. Stanisław Jankel reading his poetry. I assume his surname is Low Saxon in origin.
Trzymanie sa. Pewustka ja wam odloną prawdą. Należy się na skarni starego raboka. Hejne gwiazdy są za dalek, żeby wytrafić na jego płepszyców. A wej historii już machtusa w jedno wiadrze czasu. Tej załołuj na sąd płezwanka szepści młewe. Gdy wiara szemarzeniu tego dopływu chtarna sa parłączyło z rzeką swojego kraju. Leno nie wie, że cudowno sce młeszkulów, co skrywają w toplym szlamie, canżer zbroje, a krzyk łeża. Niedożdżone łemroci i czerwonoscą zaskokły switci. Że nawet karemiona błeży manci nie obejmałe pichów w zniszczeniu, to rance tych, co łestele w całostce je trzymają.
The Lost Sister, Slovencian. And then there was Slovencian, Slovianskie, another Pomeranian variety spoken just west of today's Kashubian area, sometimes seen as a Kashubian dialect, sometimes as a separate language. But today, it's gone. By the mid-20th century, it had fallen silent. Most Slovencians were Lutheran, unlike most Kashubians, who are Roman Catholic in predominantly Catholic Poland. After World War II, many Slovencians left or were expelled, seen as German or too close to German. Their language had already been weakened, stigmatized, marginalized. It did not survive the rupture. Not a relic. Slovencian is gone. Kashubian remains, not as a museum piece, but as a living voice. Why this matters. And that's what aliīs vōcibus is about. Not just languages that were, but voices that still are. Voices that shape how people see the world and how the world sounds. So, what do you think? Did anything surprise you? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts, questions and additions. If you'd like more videos like this, there's a link in the info below. Feel free to check it out and subscribe. Dziękuję za obserwanie. Do widzenia.